Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
All right, how's everybody doing this evening? We got a new intro rolling. We're on TikTok, or not TikTok, we're on Twitter, and we are now on YouTube under Unscripted. So make sure you check us out on Twitter and YouTube under Unscripted. Man, what a time to be alive. Gentlemen, we got lots to talk about this evening in sports, but let me introduce the analyst from Gonzo's Sports Room. Gonzo's War Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Hell, if it's a Gonzo with the room, let's go. What's up, Big Gonz?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey, man, we are doing fantastico. And
Ready?
making his second appearance after getting his big-time, big boy job, babyface Logan. What is up, my brother?
Jay, Chris, how y'all doing tonight? Like you said, we've been making some big moves, fellas, on Twitter now. Got our own YouTube channel back up and running after a big delay, but we are ready to roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of ready to roll, man, let's just go on ahead and jump right into it, man. First off, a couple of opening things. LaShawn, and we talked about this, a couple of things on the afternoon show, but I'm going to bring it up here as well because, Logan, I know we haven't spoke about it. LaShawn McCoy came out and said Bill Belichick is comparable to Rex Ryan and Marvin Lewis without Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Wow. And at first I thought he might be a little crazy, Logan. I thought he might be a little crazy. But then when I started looking at the stats, when I started listening to some of his viewpoints, it didn't all of a sudden seem so crazy anymore. If you look at Belichick without Patrick Brady, he's 22-20. Since 2020. So he's 2 games above 500 since 2020. If you look at him as a career overall, pre-Brady and post-Brady, he's 76 and 83. So he's under 500. What do you think, man? I put this question out there early in the afternoon show. If Mike Tomlin had been the lucky guy to draft Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, would we then be saying, the same thing about Tomlin and had Belichick not had the opportunity to draft a Tom Brady and it just been Bill Belichick on his own, where would we be looking? So what do you think about that, Logan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you. Whenever I saw that headline, I was just kind of taken aback. But then once you kind of, like you said, you dive a little bit deeper into it, you look at the numbers, because, I mean, let's face it, that's the most important part. It means that, I don't think he's too far out of line. I mean, I don't know about, Rex Ryan. He did a good bit in the regular season, but not a whole lot in the postseason. But I mean, facts are facts. Belichick has not looked like the same coach, like you said, before Tom Brady came into the league, and now post in the last, maybe give or take 5 years, a little bit less. I know, you got Mac Jones, who's a good quarterback, but the results just have not been there. No, I don't think Belichick's a mediocre coach. I mean, obviously, he's been around forever. He's done a lot for the game, and obviously, he's a Hall of Famer. But you can definitely say that he has not been as sharp, as good with the current regime post-Tom Brady and as well as Gronkowski.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Gonzo, and then Big Shot Rock.
What's going on?
How you doing,
Jay?
brother?
Doing all right, man. And you?
You're looking pretty slick out there, man. You're looking pretty good out there in the snowy city of Buffalo.
Yeah, man. We're expecting a big snowstorm coming in, man. Hopefully it's not as bad as people think, but yeah, we're ready for the storm to come. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And then we got none other than Big Shaw. Big Shaw, what's up, brother?
Oh, not much, Jay.
All right, we're gonna stop this from the top down. I know Logan already gave his thing. Again, man. Hey, Gonzo, man. What's your thoughts, man? Again, I know I asked you earlier on the afternoon show, but what are your thoughts on Bill Belichick post Brady? Is he an average coach or is he a great coach?
I wouldn't say he's an average coach. I still think he's a good.
Or I should say good, not average. Is he a good coach or a great coach?
I would say he's a good coach. I think if you go back and look at anybody's numbers like that had a quarterback, a great quarterback like that, their numbers are going to look better with that quarterback than without that quarterback. But you can say over the last few years, he hasn't been able to find that quarterback to replace Brady and get the Patriots back where they were. So I mean, that's why I would say probably a good coach. That's why I would say probably a good coach, maybe not great. But if you look at overall, you have to look at him as great and one of the best coaches, even though you can say that Tom Brady gets a lot of credit for that, but he was still a part of it, and he has all those Super Bowls. So, I'd like to see him be able to build something post Brady.
And I think that's the thing that he has to live with is until he gets to Super Bowl post Brady, he's always going to have that over his shoulders. Brady doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Brady done gone to Tampa. He done got his Super Bowl. He don't have to worry about that anymore. That weight is off of his shoulders. But anyway, Big Shot Rob, man, Belichick, post, pre, him without Brady, good or great?
I would say just good because he hasn't been able to get to a Super Bowl like Brady did. And if you look at the Patriots, even when they had Brady, like they haven't been able to draft like great offensive talent. And you look at some of the Super Bowls that Brady got him to. I mean, some of those Super Bowls, I mean, they came down to like field goals. You look at the one with Seattle. I mean, Seattle, I think, was the biggest one that they should have won that Super Bowl. Seattle, if they just had run the ball with Marshawn Lynch and not had Russell Wilson throwing that slant, they would have won that Super Bowl. Seattle, there's no excuse for that. So I look at that one. I don't know what Seattle was thinking. They had Marshawn Lynch as the running back. All you got to do is run the ball with him. You could even run it with Russell Wilson, So it's just like they've been lucky to win some of those Super Bowls, man. I'm not knocking and saying they're bad or anything like that, but they have been lucky. You got to say Tom Brady has been lucky, but it takes some luck to win in NFL. So I mean, it is what it is. So yeah.
No, I get it. And Shaw, to wrap this up a little bit, again, Belichick, Brady. They really were kind of synonymous with each other up until the fact that when Brady left, he was able to break that mold and get his Super Bowl, whereas Belichick is still looking for it. And again, if you look at Belichick post Josh McDaniels, last year, Josh McDaniels, you're in the playoffs. This year without Josh McDaniels, you are still 5-4, but you're at the bottom of the East. What are we looking at when we talk about Belichick? Good or great?
Well, Jay, I'm drinking my yak again, my cognac. But I will say this, Jay, Bill Belichick, to me, he's still a great coach. How many rings he got? He got what 6? Maybe
he's got 6. Well, he's got 6 there, and then I believe he has 1 or 2 with the Giants as a coordinator.
Okay, well, Jay, I think that's greatness if you ask me. I mean, yeah, Tom Brady, yeah, we know what he did in Tampa, but it starts with the coach too. I mean, they both got those together. I mean, only thing I have to say about with the Seattle, I think they would have won it, but that's just me, and Rob thinks that too. I wish they would have won it, but they didn't. But back to the greatness, I think he's a great coach. If you know anything about coaches, Belichick's name is right there with everybody else, name when you talk about great coaches. So. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, so my next question is, we look at Carson Wentz, and again, the Commanders are 5-5. They're getting ready to play Houston on Sunday. They should be 6-5 when they come out of that. Right now, they're 3-1 with Heineke since he's taken over for Wentz when Wentz fractured his ring finger. Now it's looking like, Wentz is just about healthy, ready to come back. Do you take Heineke out and put Wentz in? If Wentz, because here's a question. Right now, Wentz is on the books with the Colts still in terms of that trade, right? So what I mean by that is if he plays 70% of the snaps this year, then in 2023, the Colts get a second-round pick. If he plays less than 70% of the snaps, then they get a third-round pick. So does it behoove the Redskins, number one, when you're winning with Heineke and you just came off an Eagles win, and then you would have to essentially give up a second-rounder instead of a third-rounder if you plug Wentz back in? My opinion, leave Wentz on the damn bench, keep riding Heineke, and that way, hopefully, you'll still win, hopefully, more games and get in the playoffs, and you don't have to give up a second-rounder. You can just give up a third-rounder. That's just my thought. But anyway, Gonzo, what the hell, man? What do we do? Heineke, Wentz, when he's healthy, what are we playing?
In my opinion, you keep playing Heineke. That offense has looked better and more of a rhythm with Heineke in there than what it has with Wentz. Heineke seemed to have a better connection with McLaurin than what Wentz has been able to get as well.
Right.
Not even worrying about that draft pick. I would just stick with Heineke because I think he's been the quarterback that has performed better out of the two when you've seen him play this season.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Logan, what do you thought process? Heineke, Wentz, who are you playing when they come back healthy?
I'm keeping Heineke in there, man. He's got a good record. And, I mean, let's be real. A lot of people were even kind of debating the fact that they got Carson Wentz in that trade because let's not forget that Heineke almost led the Commanders, at the time the Washington football team, to a huge upset over Tom Brady and company not too long ago. I mean, that was a very close game. And in that season, he had a good record as well. I mean, I kind of right now equate him to like a Walmart version of Jimmy Garoppolo because his stats aren't going to be super impressive. He's not going to throw for 350 and a bunch of touchdowns, but he gets the job done and he wins. So I'm keeping Heineke in there, man. I mean, I know that they gave up a good bit for Wentz and the whole draft pick compensation. That's a thing. But, I mean, he's getting you a win, so why take him out?
Oh, trust me, I agree with it. And again, Robert, man, if they put him in and he plays 70% of the snaps, you got to upgrade that pick to a second round. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But what do you think?
Yeah, I say stick with Heineke, man. Keep the hot hand going. I always liked Heineke. I thought he was a good quarterback. I thought Washington could win with him. I would definitely just stick with Heineke and see how the Commanders do. See if they can get into the playoffs somehow and, make some noise.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Big Shaw, man. What's your thoughts?
I stick with Heineke as well. He has the hot hand right now. Carson Wentz, I mean, the dude was good. I'm going to give him his credit. He was good, but, when he got hurt, that was kind of, it for him. But I stick with the hot hand. Coach Rivera, he knows what he's doing, so he's going to stick with Heineke and keep it going. But Washington, they're trash anyway, but, it's going to be okay. Let's keep Heineke as your quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to read off real quick. We're going to go into the last topic, and then we're going to get up into this show here real quick. I'm going to give you some MLB award recaps, and then you tell me if anybody here stuck out to you or were there any surprises that you didn't see coming. So for the American League Cy Young, it was Justin Verlander. For the National League, it was Sandy Alcantara. I guess that's how you say his name. Yeah. In the American League, Rookie of the Year went to Rodriguez from Seattle. And then in the National League, it went to Harris, Mike Harris from the Braves. And then the Manager of the Year for American League went to Francona. And the National League went to Buck Showalter from the Mets. And then you could break it down. I think it was into the Hank Aaron Award winner for the AL was Aaron Judge and his 62 home runs. And then in the National League, the Hank Aaron Award went to who was it? Paul Goldschmidt. I drew up like that.
Goldschmidt also won the MVP, Joe.
What's that? Oh, Aaron Judge did get the MVP?
No, Goldschmidt won the MVP in the National League.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Goldschmidt, Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, and then the Clemente Award went to the Dodgers' Justin Turner, and that's kind of where we stand. You can go through the Gold Gloves, but it's a long laundry list of names. But again, the Clemente Award for the guy who does the most for the community, gives back the most, went to Justin Turner, which I love that Clemente Award, man. It's one thing to do well on the diamond, but to do well in the community and give back, I mean, that's just phenomenal. But was there anything in there? For me, the thing that was in there wasn't so much who won the manager award. I get the winners and I get the reasons why. For me, it was just the fact that you left off Thompson from the Phillies and you left Dusty Baker off from the Astros. Even though I get the reasons why they didn't win. They still should have been part of the three. I don't know how you look past, for different reasons. Thompson coming in as an interim manager, taking over a team that by all accounts had given up, and then putting them into the World Series and 2 games away from winning it. Dusty Baker, we know what Dusty Baker's done, man. The guy went from last place at the beginning of the season all the way up to World Series champions. I mean, I don't know what more you want from the damn man. And then, for them not to even be considered in the top 3, that just to me is a complete insult. But that was my surprise. Gonzo, what surprise did you have in the award candidates, or did you think somebody should have been there that wasn't in there?
No, it wasn't really no big surprise. I would have thought. I agree with you. I thought maybe the Phillies coach would have been maybe as a finalist, just because of the way he turned that team around mid-season. He took over; they were below 500, and he ended up getting them all the way to the World Series. But other than that, there wasn't really no big surprise. Big surprise to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan?
Yeah, all of them are fine. Only one I'm kind of scratching my head over is Showalter winning Manager of the Year in the National League. Like you said, if I had the pick, I mean, I would have given Thompson as well, but I'm sure that he wasn't even on the ballot because, like you said, he was an interim manager. He didn't even start the year with the club. Had he been, I'm sure he would have won that tenfold. But I don't know. I feel like he could have maybe given the Manager of the Year in the National League, maybe to the Padres manager. That might have been a better choice for me. But that's the only one I really have I scratch my head over. Everything else seems fine, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then Big Shot Rob, your thoughts on it, brother?
Yeah, I would agree with pretty much what everybody else said. I would say the only one that really surprises me is the Manager of the Year. I don't think Buck Showalter should have got that. The fact that the Mets didn't even get into like the NL DS and they were eliminated by the Padres, I thought probably should have given the Padres manager more credit. He should have probably won it. Or you could obviously say that the Phillies manager Thompson, even though he wasn't with the club at the start of the year, but he was with them mid-season. And then for the American League, I would have to go with Dusty Baker. I mean, you've seen what that guy's been through, and to finally win a World Series and go from the bottom to the top, I would have just given it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that as well. Big Shaw, what do you think, brother?
Well, Jay, I didn't pay the MLB awards any attention because I was hoping my Yankees would have swept it, but Jay, that didn't happen.
Yeah, man. Hey, it didn't happen for a lot of people, but yeah.
None of my Yankee guys won the award, I don't believe. So I'm kind of upset. Hopefully next year, Jay, my Yankees can get to the World Series.
Well, no, our judge did get the Hank Aaron Award, and most likely, unless something crazy happens, he still should get the AL MVP. So
he better get it.
Very much still going to get a couple of awards out of it, right? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you think the Yankees should have awards, there's a whole slew of awards that the Astros should have, even beyond Verlander. But that's a topic for another day. Let's go ahead and get into this show, guys. Hey, let's talk a little college preview if we can, man. Look, this is kind of a snooze fest week, I think, a little bit in climatic proportions for what's going to come next week. Because we know next week, that's when we get the creme de la creme, the Michigan versus Ohio. And that's when I think Shaw's prediction of Ohio getting to the final game could be in jeopardy if Michigan comes out and does Michigan-like things. So, again, though, we got to get there first, right? So you got Michigan. I'm only going to cover about 4 or 5 games. We're not going to do the whole thing, but I picked about 4 or 5 games we'll talk about. Obviously, Michigan is a big-time game because of, the being in the 4. You can't really lose a game and expect to stay in. So Michigan versus Illinois. And I think the biggest thing is, can Illinois stop Corum? If they can't stop Corum, that game is just an all but faded memory. Who here thinks that Illinois is going to beat Michigan? Not that I think they're going to beat them, but maybe what can let's rewind that. What can Illinois do to beat Michigan?
Not a damn thing.
I mean, Jay, like you said, if you can't stop Blake Corum, at least try and limit him. Obviously, he's one of the best, if not the best, running backs right now in college. But right now, I mean, Illinois got they're not like a horrible team. They got some good players, but I just think Michigan's head and shoulders above.
Yeah. The only team can beat Michigan, I'm going to go ahead and say it. You're going to see it next week, the Ohio State. They're going to knock Michigan off the map.
Man, I tell you, man, we're going to find out next weekend. Next weekend is going to be very, very hot. TCU.
We played at Michigan.
Yeah. TCU is going up against Baylor this week. Number 4, TCU. We know TCU dominates in the stats. If you look at points per game, it's 40-34. But if you look at points allowed, interestingly enough, they both give up 25.2. So again, it's going to be that TCU offense and that Baylor defense. Can Baylor defense, uphold to that TCU? TCU, man, their run game is on point. Dugan is on point, man. How do you see TCU coming out against Baylor? I think it should be kind of somewhat evenly matched, in my opinion, because Baylor tends to get up for TCU. But Gonzo, what do you think, man? You're the money line guy. TCU, Baylor, what are you looking at, brother?
I think TCU is going to win this game, but it could be a close game, like you said, because being an in-state rival, a lot of times them games are close.
Yeah.
But I see TCU coming out on top.
Logan, TCU, Baylor, brother.
Give me TCU by 14.
Yeah, that's a lot closer than I was giving them. Okay. Rob Stripe, big shot Rob, man. TCU, Baylor, brother.
Yeah, I like TCU. I think it's going to be a close game, though. In-state rivalries are always tough. But I'll go with TCU.
And Shaw, are you going to round out the unanimous decision, TCU, or are you going to buck it and say, hey, guys, this could be the upset week for TCU?
No, TCU.
Hey, TCU it is, man. Hey, which is really interesting because that's where my wife grew up, around that TCU area out there around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Next game.
It could be a bad sign that we're all on TCU.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't think that. I thought somebody in there would have Baylor for the upset. But, hey, that's cool, man. Hey, I'm digging it. Hey, now we got the third game, right? Now, this is where it gets a little bit more trickier. You got USC versus UCLA. This could be interesting because, hey, look, if you look at points per game, SC gets it 42-39. If you get points allowed, SC loses it 24-26. So, and it's not by a lot; it's just by a few. But same thing by the win comp. So these teams are kind of evenly matched, in my opinion. UCLA did lose to Oregon and Arizona, but they beat Utah and Washington. So I think the receivers, the running and the receiving leaders are going to be out. Are going to be the big thing for SC, is what I meant to say. They're going to be the big thing for SC there. But how do you look at these games? USC, UCLA, Gonzo?
I think USC wins. I think USC's offense is going to be a little too much for the UCLA defense. I think USC's offense, they can be high scoring at times. I think they're going to be able to put up some points against that UCLA defense. So I like USC.
Yeah, absolutely. I dig that too. Logan, SC or UCLA, brother?
I got to rock with the Trojans on this one, Jay. I just think they got a good ball club, and I think they're going to continue to ride the hot hand.
Yeah, I do too. I think that Lincoln Riley effect is really carrying over nicely over there at SC, right?
No doubt.
Big shot Rob, man. SC, UCLA, man.
Yep, it's the Battle of LA. I'm going to stick with what Gonzo said, and also Logan. I'm going to go with USC. Lincoln Riley versus Chip Kelly. I just think Lincoln Riley has the better offense and the better team all around. So I'll stick with the Trojans. But it's gonna be a close game, though. I think it's gonna be a close game. I would say USC by maybe 7.
Interesting. Now, Shaw, are you gonna rock the boat on this one and go UCLA over SC, or are you gonna stay with the consensus of SC?
Well, Jay, I will say this before I give the answer. I do think USC should have been ahead of LSU. That's just me. I like USC. I like what Lincoln Riley has done out there for the Trojans. It's going to be a close game, Jay. I thought about this. It's going to be a real close game. I got to say, it's the Trojans going to fight. They're going to beat UCLA. They have the rule point. So I hope they win, and I hope Georgia win too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If Georgia loses, that would, oh my God, that would rock the world. Then we got the last game of Utah versus Oregon, and I'm riding with Oregon in this game. I just think Oregon is 42 points to 39 points in games, and they've allowed 20, whereas Utah has given up 27. So I'm going to, and I think Utah right now is rocking at number 10. Oregon's rocking at 12. So I think Oregon does get that slight upset over Utah today. Who are you guys looking at? Gonzo?
Yeah, I like Oregon as well. Bo Nix has played well for Oregon this season. The offense has been putting up some points, and I look for him to keep rolling this week against Utah.
So I just got a couple of questions for you guys. Do you see any upsets do you see any upsets this week, or do you think it's just going to be a straight card down the road?
I really don't see no big upsets this week.
I think Ole Miss
let me check this.
I think Ole Miss could beat Alabama.
Ooh.
Oh, what he said? What he said? What he said?
He said that Ole Miss is going to spank the Duty Bird out of Alabama.
Well, they played already.
But they don't play. They play Austin TV this week.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Alabama's playing last week.
Yeah, they played last week.
Yeah, they played last week. Yeah.
Yeah, they won by 6, but they still won.
Yeah, they still won.
If Alabama loses to Austin Peay, I swear
it's not going to happen.
They were playing Ole Miss, man. It sounded like they were playing Ole Miss.
No, that was last week.
Hey, you got to look at the pad, man. I think you're looking at week 10.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, you think the Hurricanes going to beat the Clemson Tigers this week?
Hell no, man. Well, they looked against FSU. They did beat Georgia Tech, man, but the way they looked against FSU, man, that was embarrassing, man.
Yeah. But I do got a question.
All right, let me
have a chance against
I wanted to
Clemson,
give you guys before we move on to the next topic. Which Heisman candidate do you think will benefit the most out of this, let's just say, lackluster week? I got to think Bo Nix is going to benefit the most, only because you got 12 going against 10. So if Oregon beats Utah, it moves them up the ranks. And I think it means more for Bo Nix than probably, let's say, Stetson Bennett getting the win at Georgia, or, Bryce Young getting the win at Alabama over Austin Peay. So, I mean, do you think Bo Nix is going to get the most out of this?
I don't know. Man. If I'm gonna go with a different quarterback though, and kind of a little tougher matchup, I guess, right? Maybe if Hendon Hooker has another good game, he could keep his stock up there after the tough loss to Georgia.
Right.
Because I think he's definitely up there in contention. I'm not putting him number 1 right now, but I think that if he has a good bounce back game, that you can keep him in there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with you on that as well. Again, like I said, guys, this really is kind of just a snooze fest for college football this Saturday. Until we get into next week, then we'll heat back up. The only thing that can make this week amazing is if one of the big 4 dropped one. If that was to happen, okay, then we get a little heated up. But unless it's an upset, this is kind of more of a snooze fest week, honestly. All right, man, look, we're going to get this NFL Week 11 preview. Clearly, we got the Titans versus Green Bay. We're going to go down the list of who y'all think wins tonight, Packers or Titans. Again, Trey Burks is going to be back tonight. We know the Packers are against the wall in terms of keeping their playoff chances alive. Lots of big things are going on this week, man. Can the Packers right that ship and continue the movement from that Dallas victory and get back in the playoffs? Gonzo, what's your thought process? Titans, Packers, and all those things in between.
I think it's going to be a good game tonight. Ultimately, I was back and forth all week on this, but ultimately I ended up going with the Packers tonight. That was the pick I gave out earlier on my show. And then also I took the under the 40.5. I can see this being a low-scoring game. I think both teams are going to try to run the ball. It's going to come down to which defense can stop the run, basically. If Green Bay can't stop Derrick Henry, they're going to be in trouble. And if Tennessee lets Aaron Jones and Dillon run all over them, they're going to be in trouble. But I think Green Bay picked up a little momentum after last week. You finally had that rookie wide receiver who was looking for that breakout game. He finally had that breakout game. I think he might come in a little more comfortable now. So I'm going to go with the Packers in a close game.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan, just kind of build off of what Gonzo's talking about. We already know that, the beginning of the year, the biggest problem was the lack of trust that Aaron Rodgers has in his receiving corps. Now it looks like him and Watson are best friends, like Dante Adams 2.0 if you watch that Cowboys game, unfortunately. And now that you got the speedster in alignment, and now you got a good running attack with Dillon and Jones. What's your thoughts on this Packers team? Number one, do they get the win? And number two, do they right the ship and get back in the playoff hunt?
I will give them the win tonight, Jay. I just think they ride that hot hand after that big win that they desperately needed last week, unfortunately, against your Cowboys. They needed that, or else they'd be screwed. Like you said, it took, 10 weeks, but Aaron Rodgers has found seemingly a pretty solid, reliable target for the most part with Watson. That's why they drafted him out of North Dakota State. But I think that they win this one, not by a whole lot. I think I'm kind of with Chris. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. Also, Titans kicker is out as well, so watch out for that. Maybe from the field goals, extra points could play a factor. But I don't know, Jay, about the playoffs because it's going to be tough with how good the Vikings have been, and really just that whole division. But hey, winning ain't gonna hurt. So I got to win tonight. I'm still not sold on them maybe getting to a playoff spot yet, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Big shot, Rob, man. What are you thinking, brother?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game tonight. I'd go Packers 24-20. I know the Titans are missing probably 4 starters out tonight on defense. I do think the Titans are the more physical team and they're better, but going on the road in a short week to Lambeau is pretty tough to win. And the Packers did look pretty good last week against the Cowboys. I think that they could carry that over on a short week against Tennessee. So I'll go with the Packers, but I tell you the truth about the Packers, I'm not sold on them either for a playoff spot. I think they're capable of winning some games. I just don't see them as a playoff team doing anything in the playoffs or even making the playoffs the way Aaron Rodgers is. He's just been way too inconsistent this year. So yeah, I'll go with the Packers tonight, but long run, I don't think they make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. The next big game clearly is the Jets and Patriots. Patriots at 5-4. They're battling to get back into this thing. They're only but a half game out right now of the Jets and the or the Jets and the Bills. They're only a half game back. So clearly, this is the biggest night, or Sunday will be the biggest night of the Patriots' lives because they're going up against the Jets, and this could get them back into contention. How do you see this playing out? Me personally, I think the Jets are going to continuously move on and get the win. I think the Patriots will then even out at about 5-5. Gonzo, you see anything differently there?
I think the Patriots are going to beat the Jets this weekend.
Oh, snap.
Okay. Is that last time they played earlier in the season, Zach Wilson struggled against that Bill Belichick defense. I think the defense is going to be able to cause that kind of trouble without them having Breece Hall like they've had. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that run game going. So I'm going with Belichick against a young quarterback because he causes havoc against a young quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Patriots just because I think the Jets' offense is going to struggle. Both offenses will struggle too. I think New England's offense is going to struggle as well. But I'm going to go with the Patriots in a close game.
Interesting. Big shot, Rob.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots too. I just think coming off a bye, Bill Belichick is excellent in coming off on a bye, and they are at home playing the Jets. So I think the defense is going to be pretty riled up. It's going to be a physical game. And I just like the Patriots in this one. I think it's going to be a close game, though. Very dirty type of game, very physical. These teams don't like each other. It's the AFC East division rival. But I'll go ahead and go with the Patriots in this one.
Interesting. Logan, I meant to skip over you. Logan, what's your thoughts?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pats getting win this one in a close win. I know the offense has been kind of hit and miss at some points in the season, but they've had a very good defense this year. in New England. They have a good running back core as well. So I'm going to go the Patriots getting win this one, and one that they desperately need to keep their playoff chances alive in that division. So, yeah, give me the pass on this one.
Okay, the next few games, well, I'm going to give you one more. The next few games are going to be critical in a lot of different ways, and I'll tell you in a second. Lions, Giants. Can the Giants continue to keep this streak going, or do they fall back? And can they keep the Lions at bay? Gonzo.
I think this is going to be another close game, but I'm going to go with the Giants because I trust the Giants defense more than I trust the Detroit Lions defense. Because Detroit Lions can put up points, but they also can't stop anybody. So I like the New York Giants. I think that defense will be able to slow the Lions down some. And then I like the Saquon Barkley matchup against the Detroit Lions defense.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Logan as well. What are you thinking, man? Lions, Giants, brother.
I feel like this might be a trap game for New York. I mean, like Chris said, the Lions have a solid offense, but they can't stop nothing. They suck on defense flat out. But I don't know, Jay. There's something in my gut that's just told me to go with Detroit this week, so I'm going to go with it. Give me the Lions by a field goal.
Yeah, hey, upsets, hey, there are plenty sometimes, man. Again, Rob, man, what are you thinking, brother?
Yeah, this one's tough, too. I mean, the Lions had a big win coming off the Bears. Against the Bears, they won like 31-30, so they're feeling pretty confident going to New York. I think, are the Giants coming off a bye week from last week or no?
Yeah, they are.
I believe
they
so.
are.
Okay. Well,
yes.
We'll see. We'll find out if they're rusty or they're recovered off the bye week. I do like the Giants more than the Lions because obviously their offense is better than Detroit's defense, so I think they can run all over them. Look for Saquon Barkley to pretty much run all over the Detroit defense, and if Danny Dimes can just make a few plays here and there, I'll take I'll take the Giants at home, man. I'll take the Giants at home. Close game, man. Probably no more than like 7 points. Win for the
absolutely.
Giants. Yeah, 7-point win for the Giants.
So our next game is going to be Cowboys versus the Vikings. I put that in there specifically because the Vikings. I mean, they're 8-1. I don't really personally think my Cowboys can get them to 8-2, but I would like to see them do a bounce back game. I'm hoping that they'll get a bounce back game and be the spoiler that I need them to be right now. But again, I think the Cowboys defense. It could give Kirk Cousins if Parsons can get in there and do his job, and if Armstrong can get in there and do his job, and Lawrence and D-Law can get in there and put pressure on Kirk Cousins. Excuse me, my line's going blank. If he put pressure on Kirk Cousins, I think they have a chance. But they're going to have to get pressure early and often. And for the love of God, we know that their run defense was horrible against Jones and Dillon. And now they're going up against Dalvin Cook. Okay, we'll see. I tell you, it's going to be rough for the Cowboys, man. And right now the Cowboys are 6-3. They dropped this. It puts them at 6-4. Redskins get a win. It puts them up to 6-5 now. What? Cowboys are half a game from last? Oh hell no! They better figure that shit out quick. Hey, I'm serious, and I hope and pray that, and I really do keep hoping and praying that OBJ does get that contract with them, because I feel like if they get OBJ, that's going to take the pressure off CD. It's going to take some of the pressure off Gallup, and then now you're really going to see some guys opening up, which could open the offense up. So we'll wait to see what happens, but hopefully he signs. Gonzo, man, Dallas Vikings. Please be easy because I am sensitive on this subject.
Hey Jay, first of all, I liked how you were trying to talk yourself into taking the Cowboys. I like that. But
I tried. Damn it, I tried hard as I could.
No, I'm gonna take the Vikings in this game too. And for one reason you brought up, Cowboys run defense has not been good at all. And if the Vikings can get Dalvin Cook going, that just opens up the play action pass for Kirk Cousins. With Justin Jefferson on one side, you got Thielen on the other side. They just added Hawkins. I just don't know if the Cowboys defense is going to be able to slow the Minnesota offense down enough. So I like Minnesota in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan, go easy, man. Cowboys, Vikings.
I think in this one, I checked it's a 4:25 game start, Jay, which unfortunately for you means that Kirk Cousins is going to like Joe Namath back in the day, because that's just how good he's been this year. So I think that Dallas is a tricky team, Jay. They looked really good coming out the gates, but that defense has just kind of been letting them down recently, in more ways than one. So I'm going to go with the team from the state that our current president said, "Give me Minnesota."
Love that. Rob, give me your thoughts, man.
Well, you got the Vikings coming off a big win at Buffalo. You got the Cowboys coming off a tough loss at Green Bay. For the Vikings, it's a good thing this game isn't in prime time because Kirk Cousins stinks in prime time. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league when he plays in prime time. So I think it's going to be a tough, close game. I think the last time these two teams played, Cooper Rush was the quarterback, and they actually won. I think it was a primetime game. It was like Sunday Night Football or something. So they did beat the Vikings. So I'm going to go with Minnesota this time. I'm going to say Minnesota will win this game this time. I just think, overall that they're the better team. I do like the Cowboys, though, man. I'm telling you, you guys should have won last week against Green Bay.
I know. I felt the same way, man. I mean,
I picked
that whole Green Bay thing, I felt like the Cowboys just look, they were up by 14 in the damn fourth, and they allowed them to come back. I mean, I really felt like just the Cowboys just took their foot off the gas and let Green Bay creep back in. And, of course, you saw we took the L there, right? So it is what it is.
It will be interesting to see how the Cowboys respond to that letdown. It'd be interesting to see how they bounce back.
Yeah, I think if Dallas can get off to a good start with Dak Prescott and get up early on them, I would give them a good chance to win. But you never know. I mean, because they were up on Green Bay, and Green Bay came back and ended up winning the game. So you just never know. If it's a close game and it's neck and neck, maybe Dallas can pull it out. I mean, who knows? You never know.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's my thought process on that as well. So then we're going to roll into this is where I think it gets interesting for me. You got the Chiefs and Chargers, and you got the Niners and Cardinals. Where it gets interesting for me is the Chargers are at 5-4. The Niners are, I think, right around that same, I believe. So both the Chargers and the Niners are looking at possibly trying to vie for that wild card. And so I think these games are going to get really specific, especially when it comes down to the AFC East, where, let's be honest, from New England all the way up to Miami, all those guys, have winning records. So all those teams should technically get the wild card. So now you look like, can the Chargers, because I don't think they're going to catch the Chiefs for sure. And I don't think the 49ers catch the Seahawks. So at this point, now they're really trying to jockey for who gets the wild card, right? So you got to think, Niners, Chargers, not only are they battling against each other, or no, they're not battling against each other because the 49ers are NFC. The Chargers are AFC. Yeah, AFC. So I want to say the 49ers. The 49ers are actually battling against the NFC East. But each one of these guys are battling against another division. So Chargers are battling against the AFC East. Niners are battling against the NFC East to try to get that one wild card spot. And that's why I put these two games in there, because if either one of these teams don't start getting on a roll, they're going to find themselves out of the wild card. So let's start with the Chiefs and Chiefs and Chargers. Again, the Chargers are coming off a lot of injuries. I do believe they get Bosa back, and I do believe they get Keenan Allen back, and that could be, hopefully what sparks them. But who do you have winning, Chargers or Chiefs? Jonathan?
I have the Chiefs. The Chargers have just not played up to the expectations this season. I think a lot of that, it does have to do with injuries like you brought up. But they're going in this game. I think they are getting maybe Mike Williams back, and like you said, maybe Bosa. But I don't trust their coach. I don't trust that Coach Staley in big moments if this is a close game going down the stretch. But just with all the injuries the Chargers have had, they've been, like I said, they've been disappointing this season. They haven't played up to expectation. But the Chiefs have been rolling pretty good here lately. So I like the Chiefs over the Chargers this weekend.
Yeah, I meant Mike Williams. I know I said Keenan Allen. I appreciate that correction. For some reason, I was thinking Keenan Allen. Logan, Chargers, Chiefs, man. What are we looking at?
Yeah, give me the Chiefs getting to win this one, getting their 8th win on the season. I just think the Chiefs have been one of the best teams in the last, 5 years or so, just in terms of we expect them to do good, and 9 times out of 10, they deliver. So, and like you said, the Chargers, not a bad squad, but like you said, injuries have just kind of hurt them. And I'm with Chris, after the whole debacle last year with the Chargers and Raiders game in that wild card game, I believe, it was I haven't had a lot of trust in their head coach. And there's been some moments where, he looks inexperienced. So I got to go with Andy Reid and the KC Chiefs on this one this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And Frankie Cruz Jr., better known as Foxborough Frankie, chimes in with Aaron Judge is finally MVP. So I'm assuming, I haven't looked at it, but that must be the breaking award that Aaron Judge did get the MVP. And again, congratulations. Hey, again, a lot of people wanted Ohtani to win it. But again, I keep telling people, you got to break it down for what it is. You're talking about a positional player versus a pitcher / positional. It doesn't make sense. And if Ohtani did want the MVP, you better take the category in one of the two. You either A, better be Cy Young, or B, had better be number one in the batting categories. And if you can't get either one, and you're just basically a jack of all trades, but a master at none, you can't get the MVP. I'm sorry. It looks good, but it ain't good enough. Aaron Judge,
and honestly, Frankie put on there, Judge got 28 votes, Ohtani 2. The two baseball writers that voted for Ohtani shouldn't be able to vote for MVP award again.
Yeah, I
got the votes here.
I agree.
So, Jerry, I got the votes here. So, Judge got 28 first place votes. Ohtani got 2. Your boy Alvarez got 22 third place votes. So that's where he finished. Jose Ramirez in 4 and Jose Altuve in 5th.
Hey, I'm just glad that there was 2 Astros mentioned for the MVP, number 1. Number 2, watch out for Alvarez. I'm telling you, look, this cat is young. And just like Pag said on the anniversary show, that home run ball he hit was so damn deep that had there not been a wall there, they'd have found that damn ball several blocks away from the stadium. I promise you. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, man. And he says, talk your shit, Gonzo. Don't let nobody tell you differently. Hey, by the way, I was going to give Rob Scott major shit when he looked up there earlier when he said I forget what he said. He was saying something, but then he said the Cowboys. He said, "Give me the Cowboys," and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. You my boy, Rob. You my boy. You my boy, Blue. Big Shaw, man. I don't want to skip Rob. Rob. Chiefs, Chargers, man. What you looking like?
Well, my head says the Chiefs. My heart says the Chargers. I just think at this point in the season, the Chiefs are just too good. Too many weapons with Patrick Mahomes, and you look at the Chargers. Too many injuries. Justin Herbert, I think is still hurt from his rib injury. Obviously, they're going to get Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back, and Joey Bosa, but we don't know how those guys are going to look. And to come back against a team like the Chiefs in your first matchup back from injury is pretty tough. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs on the road. It could even be a blowout. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised, man, because the Chiefs just look like right now. It look like them and the Bills probably the best 2 teams in the AFC. So if anything happens, I would just say Chiefs and Bills are going to be in the AFC Championship or somewhere in the playoffs sometime. So, yeah, I gotta go with the Chiefs. I'll go with the Chiefs.
Looks like Big Shaw stepped away. Oh, there he is. Big Shaw, man. Hey, chime in real quick on this Chiefs Chargers, man. Who you taking?
Chiefs.
Yeah. No. Hey, again, I don't. I can see that. I just think it's a huge game for the Chargers. You don't think they're going to be geared up to try to get this win to stay in the playoff hunt, though?
Chiefs too good. Who's going to Patrick Mahomes?
No, I get you. Hey, listen, I'm not mad at you for that. And then, of course, none other than Foxborough / Frankie the Yankee shows up. What is up, my brother? Congratulations on Aaron Judge getting that MVP and well-deserved award.
Yes, thank you. It's been a long time coming. Obviously, we all know he got one taken away from him in 2017, but my man finally did it. Now the question for me is, will he stay in pinstripes? That's all I want.
Or will he pull a Freddie Freeman? You never know.
Pinstripes. That is the biggest thing. Anything in pinstripes, right? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. And I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But right now, man, hey, we're talking Chiefs Chargers, man. Who you got? Chiefs or Chargers?
Without a doubt, no doubt about it, I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs on this one. The Chargers haven't been looking really good as of late, and they've been playing really tough competition football against teams where we expect them to, blow out. The Chargers are just not who we thought, me, myself, because you guys all know that I picked the Chargers to be the AFC to represent for the Super Bowl. And they've been letting me down with all these injuries left and right, and it's just not looking good. So I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs on this one.
And I'm pretty sure you're tracking this, but just in case you're not, man, I believe it's Bosa and Williams are both going to should be back against the Chiefs. Does that change your mind at all, or are you still vibing the same way?
No, I'm still gonna vibe the same way because those are good, important key players that are coming back. But then again, the Chargers are still having injuries in the secondary. They lost on my boy Mr. Interception, who used to be a Patriot. I forgot his name already, but they've been losing their safeties. They've been losing their inside linebackers. You need those players to defend the passing game, and that's what Patrick Mahomes does, is passing game. It's good that you got the Bosa guy coming back. He can rush Patrick Mahomes, but everyone tries to rush Patrick Mahomes, and that man still gets the ball out of his hands as quick as possible. Sidearm, underarm, doesn't matter what kind of arm. That man is getting it out.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know Big Shaw, I think I got you on that. So the next one we're going to go to is the 49ers and Cardinals. Again, it's a must win, in my opinion, for the 49ers. Just like it's a must-win, I believe, for the Chargers if they want to stay in the playoff hunt, that they get these wins and stay on pace. Seattle is 6-4. They're on a bye week right now. The 49ers in the NFC East, again, that's their biggest competitor. Who are you looking at this? I'm going to go 49ers. It is the Cardinals, so they should get this win and improve. I don't think an upset would happen there. But again, I'm going to get you guys' expert opinion on this. Gonzo, money line. What are you looking at? Niners or Cardinals?
Oh, I like the 49ers here. I think they're the better team. The 49ers just got a lot of their weapons back, getting their offensive lineman Trent Williams back, which is big for the run game. Also got Elijah Mitchell back, put in the backfield with McCaffrey and Samuel and Kittle. They just got so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and then they got pretty strong defense as well. And the Cardinals, I'm not even sure if Kyler Murray's going to play this week. They might be starting Colt McCoy, so you got to keep an eye on that as well. But I just think the 49ers are the better team, and I look for the 49ers to pick up a big win this weekend.
Absolutely. Logan, what's your thoughts, brother? Logan.
Hear you loud.
There we go.
Logan.
I got you. I don't know, man. I'm not trusting the Cardinals. Quick question, Frankie. Is there a Call of Duty Double XP weekend that's coming up? If so, then give Kyler Murray a loss because he cannot do good with those. I can't trust the Cardinals right now.
I love the reference. Seriously, hey, I love the reference. That has got to be. I'm gonna put you on there, Logan. That's probably one of the best comments I've heard you say as of yet.
Thank you.
Big shot, Rob. Man, what are we looking at? Niners.
Yep.
Cards.
Rolling with San Fran. They're the better team overall on both sides of the football. They're healthy finally. So yeah, I don't trust the Cardinals at all. They're a flip-flop type of team, and they're just having a bad year with Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray probably won't even be their quarterback next year because I heard they're looking to trade him or get rid of him. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll go with San Fran.
What?
I'm hearing about Kyler Murray maybe leaving the Cardinals. They don't want him.
They just signed this man on a crazy deal.
Yeah.
Well,
He's not going nowhere.
you can move him too. They can move him on a
Big
crazy
Shaw,
deal too,
man.
So we'll see.
Hey,
I don't know.
Big Shaw. Niners and Cardinals, bro. Niners and Cardinals. What are we looking at here?
I don't see Kyler Murray going anywhere. I think he's going to stay in Arizona. But if I have to pick, I just heck, I'm going with Arizona. How about that?
Hey, that's fine. Hey, trust me, it's in the books. Just like from the afternoon show, Deontay and Gonzo have got several things in the books, and I'm collecting flowers when its time is due. Crystal base, red roses, nice, long, and cut. Frankie, Cardinals, 49ers. Last game. What are we looking at?
The real question is Kyler Murray. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I haven't heard anything yet. But I think I'm going to have to roll with the Cardinals on this one. I mean, the 49ers are, they're on fire right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is doing his thing. Christian McCaffrey with Debo and George Kittle. But you guys are forgetting something. If Kyler Murray plays, the offense of the Arizona Cardinals is going to be, not full effect because they got, Zach Ertz is out right now with what he's dealing with. But Hollywood Brown has come off the IR, guys. Hollywood Brown is off the IR, and I'm pretty sure he's hungry for some touches on the football.
That's fine. So I'm locking you in with the Cardinals.
Yes, please do so.
Down, locked and loaded. All right, listen, guys. This is how this is going to play out. Everybody going to get 2 minutes. Damn it. 2 minutes. You can say whatever you want to say in that 2 minutes.
That's all I need. That's how I'm going to last.
The topic, my friend, is who are your 5 dark horse NFL teams you think that have the best chance to make it to the Super Bowl? Guys, I want it in a specific order. I don't want you to say, Jay, I'm going to give you 5 teams. No, we're not playing none of that bullshit. I want 5 damn teams in order of who you think gets to the Super Bowl. Your 5 dark horses. And I'm going to put you guys on a damn timer. You got 2 minutes.
Wait a minute. Dark horses. So you mean teams that aren't top teams? I'm
saying 5 dark horses. I'm going to give you an example. Green Bay Packers is a damn dark horse. We know that. I'm just saying 5 teams that are like 4 and 6, right? 4 and 6. 4 and 6 that you think have a shot at the Super Bowl. But give it to me in the order. Give it to the order that you think that. So in other words, if you're number 1 team out of the 5, that should be your best chance to get to the Super Bowl out of those dark horses. Is everybody tracking what I'm saying? You're going to rank your dark horses. So if I give you number 5 would be the least likely dark horse to make the Super Bowl. Everybody tracking? Okay.
We got you.
Get 2 minutes. Yep. You get 2 minutes to say whatever you got to say on this topic. You can even just give me 1 damn team. I really don't care. You can give me 1. I'm asking for 5. You give me 1. Hey, I'm good. Here we go. I'm gonna fastest 2 minutes ever. Bengals number 1. Chase will be back next year. 5-4 record. Record at this point last year. Burrow gets it done down the stretch like he did last year. Because this time last year, the Bengals were in the exact same damn spot. Bengals number 1. Chase coming back. Number 2, Green Bay Packers 4 and 6. Why? Christian freaking Watson, baby. That's why. Number 2, because Aaron Jones and Dillon are finally being used like they're supposed to be. Number 3, Chargers 5-4. Why? Because they got the biggest issue ever, which was injuries. And those injuries are vastly being redone. Why? Because Bosa's back. Why? Mike Williams is back. Don't forget Austin Eckler. And don't forget what Herbert can do for this team. Number 4, 7-2 Giants. Vegas odds sees that the Giants are the cute story, but they should be considered as contenders as a dark horse. Jones has thrived as a game manager. The defense is 9th. They have found ways to prevent points. They have found ways to pull out the close games and get the win. And obviously, they have put the offense on Barkley's freaking back. The only question is can they last? And that's why the Giants are at number 4. Number 5, New York Jets, baby, 6-3. Nice story, but not taken seriously. That's the Jets. Nice story, but they don't often take them seriously. 2010 was the last time they were in the playoffs, and that was in Rex Ryan's years. Shake that record with the Bills, baby. Sharing the same damn record with the Bills. Both teams are 6-3. Favorite. Bills. Buffalo Bills. That's your favorites? That's your favorites? Jets defense is number 7 in yards allowed, number 10 in points. Caveat. Flacco needs to be the damn quarterback. Flacco needs to be the damn quarterback. That's my top 5. Gonzo, top 5, whatever, 2 minutes. All yours. Top 5 dark horses. Go.
All right. No, number one, I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're getting healthy. Like I said, getting their offensive lineman Trent Williams back's a big deal. They're getting some healthy people. They got their Elijah Mitchell back, so they're getting healthy. I think they're going to be a team down the stretch that could cause teams a lot of trouble. So I think number one, 49ers. Number two, I'd go with the Cincinnati Bengals. They got off to kind of a slow start last year, then started to pick it up. I know they're missing Chase, but they still got quite a few weapons on the offensive side. The big key for them is going to be that offensive line. 3, I'm going to go with Green Bay just because I think they're finally starting to get a little chemistry on offense. If that defense can just figure out how to stop the run with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, I think that they can make some noise. Number 4 would be the Baltimore Ravens. I think adding Roquan Smith at the trade deadline was a big move for that defense. And if they can just find a wide receiver to step up and make a play for him, because their main target is Andrew, I think they could be some trouble. And my number 5 team is going to be the Indianapolis Colts because they got Jeff Saturday. They got rid of Frank Reich.
I don't mean to laugh. I really don't mean to laugh. I'm trying to take Gonzo seriously on that one, and it's just fucking hard. But hey, props, mad props. Logan, fastest 2 minutes ever. Chris Berman take. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Number 1, once again, Jay, I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. In the same position last year, no one thought they could do it. They got some expectations. Let's see how they can keep rolling. For my second team, let's rock with the Jets, Jets, a team that no one thought would be 6-3 so far on the young season. We'll see if they can continue that momentum. Right now, for my third spot, I got to rock with the San Francisco 49ers out there in the West. Like I said, right now they're looking solid, and they are right next to the Seattle Seahawks, who, once again, no one thought they'd be there. Number 4, you know what? Screw it. No one's talking about this team, but I'll give them a fighting chance. Give me the Atlanta Falcons, 4-6. They've lost, like I said, they got a losing record, but it's not like they're getting killed every week. So that is a deep dark horse. And number 5, just because Chris went with it, I got to go with it too. Give me my 2-7 Raiders, baby, going on the Cinderella run of the season, winning out and going to the freaking Super Bowl. That's my top 5, Jay.
Not a bad top 5. I'm going to question the whole Falcons bullshit because they were tied for first place in their damn division. But I'm going to give it to you anyway because, hey, look, they're still under 500. So, Logan, by default, I'm going to allow you to slide that in there. All right, Chris Berman, best 2 minutes ever. Big shot, Rob. Go.
All right. Number 1, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals as well. They're the defending AFC champion until somebody knocks them off. I like all the weapons they have and what they're doing. I think they're going to come out strong. Number 2, I will go with the San Francisco 49ers. I just think they're the most complete team in the NFL, and I like what they're doing on both sides of the ball. Tons of weapons. Number 3, this is tough, man, but I'll make it through. Let me see here.
The Colts.
Number 3, I think I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 3. I mean, even though they've had a rough year, they won their last 2 games. If Brady can get back to his old self and they can get healthy and get the running game going, I think the Buccaneers are a scary team as well. Let's see here. Number 4, I am going to go with the
1 minute left. Let's go.
Yeah, number 4, I'm going to go with the I'm going to go with my Miami Dolphins. I think they've had a great year. They look good both sides of the ball, but the question is, can they win in the playoffs, and can they win against battle-tested teams, because they've had an easy schedule so far. And number 5, I'm going to go with the LA Chargers. I just think if they're healthy, they're one of the better teams in the league, and they could definitely go far in the playoffs if they make it.
All right. Listen, Rob, one critique. I'm going to give you a free pass this time, but next time I give you 2 minutes to give me your best Chris Berman, and you bring up the Miami Dolphins as a dark horse when they're the number 1 team in the division, I'm going to slap you in the face and tell you to be quiet.
It's still a dark horse, man. I mean,
but I'm going to give you a free pass, okay?
Let it ride.
Look, this is your only damn free pass, so take it, absorb it, and let's move on. Big Shaw, you're a slow talker, man. So you better get your shit out the way.
Miami
Come
Dolphins.
with it. I want your best Chris Berman. I want your best Chris Berman. 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm coming on now. The Miami Dolphins. Hey, don't be surprised, man, if the Dolphins go deep in the playoffs now. But I will say this: the only thing I'm going to say, my favorite team in the world, my Cleveland Browns. They're going to the Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson is back.
Oh my God!
Let's go, Browns.
That's it. That's dark horses, and this is what I get: 5 dark horses. Rob.
That's it. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns.
1 through 5.
Cleveland Browns.
Okay, you used all of your time. I'm taking your time away because that's BS.
Let's go, Brownies.
The Browns. If you want to say Browns are your dark horse, okay.
I love this.
Oh, man.
I love you guys. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. Frankie the Yankee, Foxborough Frankie, sexy Frankie, whatever Frankie wants to be. I'm gonna call him.
What team he's going with.
You got 2 damn minutes to give me your best.
He's gonna copy Shaw.
Chris Berman, 5 dark horse teams. Time now. Go.
I got you. Ready?
Oh God.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Unscripted, where I'm going to give you my top 5 right here. That's going to probably make the Super Bowl. At number 1, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. They have turned it around after going on a 3-game losing streak, coming out in an overtime win against the Dallas Cowboys. At number 2, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts just because Jeff Saturday, he is turning that team around and he know what he's got to do for the Indianapolis Colts. At number 3, I'm going to go with those New York Jets because the New York Jets have done something that no one in this entire world besides the Jet fan base has done. And let's go 6-3 at number 2 in the standings. And number 4, I'm going to have to go with the LA Chargers just because they're having an injury problem, but their defense is slowly progressing and coming back. Can they turn it around late in the season? And at number 5, baby, I'm going to go with my babies, the New England Patriots, because I am not sleeping on that defense. That defense has turned it around. Matthew Judon, 11.5 sacks. The running back, Ramondre Stevenson, he is rumbling, mumbling, bumbling, stumbling himself into that end zone, baby. Let's go. That's Frankie C's top 5.
By the way, Frankie, you're welcome for that temporary trade.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Frankie had about 42 more damn seconds. So, Frankie, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm giving you the win. Hey, top 5. You got the win, baby. I'm not gonna. Hey, listen. Frankie gave the best top 5 I think I've heard in a while, and it was good.
I learned from Saturday.
Look, you went. Hey, listen. I asked for dark, and your ass went to fucking midnight with the Colts. Hey, it is what it is. Listen, guys, look, man, and we talked about this in the afternoon show. I'm asking you guys a question, man. Is James Wiseman heading to the bust category? I'm asking you this. Look, again, let's keep the answer about 2 minutes because I'm trying to keep this. We got the game coming on. But I want to know what you guys think. Look, the guy came off injuries, went to the summer league, did pretty well. I understand it's the summer league. Then he goes to the actual NBA, plays okay. Then they figure out he's not doing what he needs to be doing. They put him down to the G League for a couple of games, maybe longer, depending on what they think. Is he heading to the bust category? And I'm not saying he's a bust, but I'm saying, is he trending in that direction? Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Hey, hold on. We got a late entry.
A late entry.
Past the 2 minutes. Top 5 dark horses. Rob, if you suck, I will never let your ass back on this show again, and I will call you bullshit. Not bullshit. I will call you bullshit forever with that mob boss stuff that you wear on top of that beautiful chrome dome you call a head. First of
all, it's Bench Mob. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Bench Mob. Thank you for
correcting. What's up?
No, hold on. We got to do this correct. I cannot screw Rob over in this moment. All right.
All right, we ready?
Bench Mob. Bullshit. My man.
Bullshit. Let's ride.
Bullshit.
All right. So
Chris Berman, fastest 2 minutes, 5 dark horses in order. Go.
Let's go. Well, you know me, first of all, I don't follow the rules, so I'm going out of order. I'm going from 5-1. Let's start with the New York Jets. I haven't heard the Jets being good since Eric Mangini and
Did he freeze up or is it me?
I think we lost him.
That's because you said the New York Jets. That's why.
That's probably why. Yep.
Yeah, he done froze
I
up.
never said.
did it freeze up on me?
No, you're good.
You're good now. You're
Am
good.
I
Go
back?
ahead.
Oh, okay. Don't stop me while I'm going.
I'm gonna give you no, because I don't want to cheat you when you close up.
Keep going.
Don't screw this up again. You only get one more try. That's it. One, Big
Oh.
Mom. Big Mom,
Hey.
you get one.
I
Ready?
get one.
Go.
Let's go. Well, you heard me. I'm starting at number 5. I'm going with the Jets. I already explained it. I don't feel like explaining it twice. And number 4, I got to go with the Vikings. You guys heard me say from the beginning the Vikings was going to win the NFC North. Everybody laughed. Everybody criticized. Who number 1 in the North? I think it's them Vikings. I got them in at number 4. Number 3, Jay, you gonna love me. You said you want my best Chris Berman. How about them Cowboys? I think the Cowboys have been playing great. Will the Cowboys finally not do cowboy things? I think they got a chance of going to the Super Bowl. At number 2, I got to go with my boy Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. He said, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to make this money. Now, instead of $230, you're going to have to pay me $300 million because today's price is not yesterday's price. I'm riding with the Ravens. And at number 1, I think my boy Frankie might agree with me. I know he might have lost a little love because he's not with the Patriots no more. But how can you ever bet against the GOAT? That boy Tom Brady. Right now, the Buccaneers are starting in my best Chris Berman version, moving and grooving and rumbling and tumbling to them W's. And guess what? If Tom Brady is in the playoffs, I don't think nobody want to see him. I got the Buccaneers coming in at number 1, and that is Rob's 2 cents on this situation.
All right, you had 28 seconds left over, but Rob,
What's happening?
I gotta deduct points here.
Why?
You know why? You don't want to know why?
Don't say because of the Vikings.
No, Rob, I'm deducting points because the question was dark horses. And
Okay.
if you think you put the Vikings in as a dark horse.
They are a dark horse. Who trusts Kirk Cousins? Who trusts Kirk Cousins? That's the darkest horse. That's the darkest horse probably that I've listened.
Hold on. I want to make sure I understand this. Hold on. Judges are doing an instant replay. Hold on a minute now. So I want a clarification. You are saying, Rob, think about this now.
Yeah.
I've been saying the Vikings are a Super Bowl contender since day one. I never had them as dark horse, but you.
No, I never had them at a Super Bowl contender. I just said they could win the North.
Look, because I think Brady Pride needs to get his flowers back because you got the Vikings as a dark horse rather than a favorite.
Can you get Rob off the main screen, please?
Yeah. Put
the damn main screen.
Put everybody on the screen.
Oh no!
Oh, there go Jay.
There we go.
Yeah, with the big beard, man.
First,
you did a good job. I'm not gonna.
No, Jay. But first of all, I say this. I did say that the Vikings will win the North because obviously Green Bay they just lost the best. You could win a division without making it to a Super Bowl.
I just want to add in. It's cool to put in the Vikings.
Hey, Rob, I'm not going to take the points away from you, but I am going to give Frankie C a little bit more credit on the dark horse. So
that's all right. That's Frankie the Yankee.
Yeah.
I know, Rob, you're going to have to take number 2 spot. Frankie, you still got the winner here. You're still the number 1, but Rob, for the reasons I have stated, I got to put a little bit of a knock on you, and you're going to come in at number 2. But the rumbling,
no worries, because no worries, Jay, because I just gave you my 2 cents.
It was the first time I've ever called you 2 cents. Normally I call you $1.20. Normally I call you $1.25. Normally I call Rob $1.25, but today
50
he
cents.
robbed 2 cents.
50 cents.
He robbed 2 cents, man. Hey, if you want to hang out, you can. If you need to
of course. I'm hanging out. I love to be with the unscripted crew, baby.
Here we go now. The next topic is we're talking about Wiseman. Now, we talked about this in the afternoon show. Me and Gonzo did. I really got to, like I said earlier, I'm not going to restate everything, but I think he's in a trajectory of the bust category since he was the number 2 damn pick overall. I'm just saying. Hey,
are you using the B word, sir?
Hold on. How many number 2 pick overalls are sent to the freaking G League? I'm just asking. I don't know.
Michael Beasley?
And Michael Beasley, and we care about him. Why?
You just asked the question. I gave you an answer.
Hey, look. Hey, watch this. Hey, Michael Beasley. If I Google Michael Beasley, when will be the last? Can I even find him on a depth chart?
You're gonna find him as a poor guy.
He was in. Michael Beasley
All
was
right,
playing.
hey, but I got to get back in the rhythm. Gonzo, man, look. I know we talked about this afternoon, but again, for the umpteenth time, just tell me what your thought process is on Wiseman. Is he or is he not in a trajectory towards the bust category?
Gonzo said he'd be right back.
Oh, okay. Then Logan, we're up to you.
Well, Jay, if a former number 2, number 3 overall pick is still looking
number 2 overall,
looking too hot, I only have one thing to say for the time being. An infamous quote from a sports anchor that we all know. This man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bat. He can't really move even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever. Plays no defense. And that's how James Wiseman's been so far this year. So, yeah, he ain't looking too good, Jay.
Well, damn.
He ain't looking good at all.
Wow.
The stats prove it. He ain't looking good.
He's not. You're
That's,
right.
That's it.
He's not.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to put up 40 in the G League, but who cares?
All right, let me ask Rob Strike real quick. Big shot Ra. Look, man, we talking James Wiseman here. Number 2 overall pick, had injury, spent a lot of time on injury reserve, comes off injury reserve, looks pretty good at the Summer League, but we know Summer League and NBA aren't the same thing, right? Comes into the NBA, doesn't quite work out. Now he's down to the freaking G League as a number 2 overall pick. I think it's obvious. I'm not going to ask you if this man is on a trajectory because I think we all know that he's on a trajectory. I'm going to flip the script on you. What I want to ask you is what now can Wiseman do to get back off the bust trajectory and back into the freaking lineup? And can he do it?
Well, I mean, obviously he's going to have to play well in the G League or whatever league he's in to get back in. I'm sure he can do that. But the question is, when he gets on an NBA team, and if they play him as a starter or whatever, or coming off the bench, what is he going to do then? So, I mean, it's all going to depend on what he does in the NBA because we know he'll be good in the G League or whatever, the Summer League or anything like that. But, you know, once you get in the NBA, you got to perform in the NBA. That's the whole point. So whether they start him or bring him off the bench, he's going to have to contribute. I just think he needs maybe more playing time. I mean, I don't know how much playing time the Warriors are giving him right now. They still have Kevon Looney there, who's obviously still been a starter and starter for all the championship teams they've had. But, you know, I think maybe another team, if it's not the Warriors, it'll be another team that gives this guy a chance, and we'll see what happens. You know, maybe he's just not the right fit for the Warriors. Maybe he needs to go to another team. If he goes to another team, I think maybe they play him. Maybe he's the right fit, you know. Some guys just don't work out with one team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Real quick, Logan, I know you got a dip because I know you said 8:15. Yep. You got to get ready for your next work day. So I just want to say real quick, man, hey, I love you, brother. Thank you for all the contributions you continuously do for Unscripted and things like that, man. I love you, brother, man. And I will see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Right early and bushy-tailed guy. You hear me? Bushy-tailed on Saturday. No, I won't see you on Saturday. Possibly I will see you on Saturday.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'll be available on Saturday, Jay. But I will say, check the group chat. I did just send a comparison stat between Wiseman's and Kwame Brown's career. I think you're going to find pretty interesting. But once again, thanks for coming on, guys. Always a pleasure. And enjoy the rest of the show. See you guys.
Shut up, Logan. Go to sleep.
Talk to you soon. All right, Shaw. Come on, man. Wiseman, brother. Wiseman. What are we talking about?
Well, he's only 21, so I I give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I like to see people, you know, be in that category, then they come back, be a little all-star, superstar player. But again, he's still got time to grow and develop. So I'm not gonna put him heading towards the best category. I think he's gonna do good. I got faith in him. You know, I've seen the man play before, so I'm gonna give him that opportunity to give him a chance. You know, like I said, again, he's only 21, so you know he may do something when he gets on the team. You know, maybe he'll go to Miami or Cleveland or somewhere. Let's see what Golden State want to do with him first. But I'll say he'll do pretty good, I think.
And again, Logan made a really good, you know, he put a really nice chart that compares Kwame Brown to James Wiseman. And we all know that Kwame was taken pretty damn high by Michael Jordan back in the day. So my question for Frankie is, we kind of know what happened to Kwame. Kwame is no longer with us and really didn't matter too hell of a lot in the league anyway. Do you see Wiseman going down that same path? Or do you think that Wiseman will bounce back? Do you think being in the G League will bounce him back, get him, you know, the fortitude to bounce back and come back to the league better than ever? What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, I think he'll bounce back. Like Shaw said, I agree with what Shaw said. The man is 21. He's still young. He's only like 2-3 years into the league, and technically 2 because you know he's already been injured. So, and that's the only reason technically why he's in the G League right now. Because I'm not thinking that Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors are looking at him like, man, you look healthy, but you're not 100% healthy. Go down to the G League. Let's see what you could do there. Once you feel 100% comfortable that you could play ball the way you did and the way, you know, we looked at you and the reason we drafted you, then we'll get you back in here. We all know he's going to be off the bench type of guy. He's not going to be a starter. That's Draymond Green. That's Draymond Green's position right there. But the man is still young. His career wise, I also agree with what Logan and what Big Shot Rob said. He's not going to fit, and Shaw. I'm sorry. He doesn't fit really well in the Golden State Warriors category. Golden State Warrior likes to play tough. They like to play fast. And I don't think Wiseman is that type of caliber player, and it's just because he's still too early into his career. I think if he was to go to somewhere else and learn more, maybe like the Orlando Magics or Indiana Pacers, Utah Jazz, somewhere else, maybe he can learn to develop more basketball skills and play a little bit better. But for the Golden State Warriors, it's not a good fit for him. It's still too young to put him in the bust category, Jay.
So. That's some really good points, Frankie. Really good points, actually. And to build off of what Frankie is saying, even to not Big Shot Rob. I'm sorry, to Rob. There's too many Robs. This whole Rob thing. Look, can y'all somebody change their first name? Can I just change? I don't know, Rob Scott. Can I change you to Freddie Scott? No, I can't change you to Freddie. Can I change you to like Theodore Scott? Can I just call you Theo?
No.
I'm calling him Malcolm Scott.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
By any means necessary.
Hey, Rob Scott, I know you. Rob Scott, I know you got a sense of humor, so I know you don't think I'm being disrespectful. I know you don't.
No.
But Rob Scott, let me ask you.
No, come on. You see this? Do you see this smile?
Rob Scott, I got a lot of cognac in me, so you just gonna have to be quiet and listen to me for a minute.
Yes, sir.
No, for real. I am kind of no. I'm not. It's not cognac. I'm not Big Shaw. Okay, I am J Mac, and J Mac can only afford Jim Beam. Okay, and let me tell you something. I don't know if you can. Hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Let me tell you what Jay's life has come to.
Oh my God, we're going off topic.
Oh Lord, we're way off topic now. Oh Lord.
Hey, no, Unscripted just went unscripted.
Hold on a minute. Hey, listen, hold on. I want to show you this real quick. My life used to be Jack Daniels bottles. No, hold on. I would get Jack and Jack Daniels bottles, like the legit Jack Daniels bottle. But the wife has felt it necessary to regulate my alcohol intake. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense to me. But this is how I get it regulated now.
Is that a baby bottle?
What the hell is that? Moonshine?
That's a baby
Hey,
bottle, man.
hey,
You're drinking
listen.
out of a baby
For
bottle.
those
man.
out there in the free world, I'm not peeing at my station. This is actually Jim Beam put into a mason jar because the wife ran out of the Jim Beam pint jars that I have currently in my closet because she forgot to take them with them. See, what my wife does now is and I'll put this down because this looks really creepy. But what my wife does now is with Jay, she will basically take a handle of bean and then disperse it in numerous pints. And basically, Jay gets 1 pint. That's it. Jay gets 1 pint of alcohol per day, and that's all he gets. So I ration my shit out. Okay, but I'm just saying she ran out of jars, so this is what I got. It is what it. Anyway,
We should get a nipple on that for you, Jay.
hey, listen. Hey, if you can ever find a woman with a breast that pumped out Jack Daniels, I would marry her 10 times over, and I would kill all you people and try to take her from me.
Yep, he's getting a text message right now because Mel does watch our show. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, Mel does watch it. No, but for real, Rob Scott, man, look. To build on what Frankie has told you about Wiseman, I look at him right now as going down the bust trajectory, but he is young. He is young. Can this man turn it around? Can he fit within the Golden State system? I know Frankie is clearly, and he made good points where he does not fit the Golden State system, but can he fit, or do you see Golden State possibly shipping him off to maybe a team where he could better be fitted?
No, I think they shipped him off to let him develop a little bit more. I have to agree with everybody on the panel. He's a young guy still, and he hasn't really had a full season. He's been injured since entering the league. So, they want to give him a chance to develop. He'll get more reps in the G League than he will right now with Golden State due to the fact that they're losing. They're on the road. So right now, Golden State, I won't say is in panic mode, but right now they're going with what they know. And it's because they let a lot of veteran leadership go. So with that being said, I think Golden State will be just fine. I think Wiseman will be just fine. He'll go down there. He'll get some reps with the G League. He'll be able to also, work with some developers, work with the coaches on developing his game, which Golden State is good at developing young talent. We've seen it with Jordan Poole. We've seen it with Gary Payton Jr. We've seen it even with Andrew Wiggins, even though Wiggins has been in the league, him going to Golden State and working with those coaches and better understanding what he's good at and what role he fits into. I think he'll be just fine. We know that Golden State has a great coaching staff. They have great scouts. They have great, talent to develop these young players. So I think Wiseman will be just fine. And if not, it'll be easier to part ways. So I think right now Golden State is in a win-win situation with Wiseman. Either he develops his game or we get rid of him and bring somebody else in to help us continue to win gold.
So, quick question, and this is going to be a fast 2-minute, and then we got one last topic, and we outie 5,000. The one topic I want to give you on a fast 2-minute conversation is when it comes to Golden State, since we're already talking about Golden State, when it comes to Golden State, we know a couple of things. Number one, they're in the 12th spot. Number two, they're below 500. Number three, Steph Curry is doing everything Steph Curry can do to keep this team competitive. What the hell can Golden State really functionally do to get not only back in the play-in, and we're early in the season, but what can they do to get back not only in the play-in teams, but to get further up the line? What can they possibly freaking do at this point?
Who is on? Is it on me?
It's on you. Oh, and by the way, in your 2 minutes, let's be honest, Draymond does not deserve a Quan.
No, I mean Draymond is not gonna. He's gonna succumb to Golden State wishes because he understands he's not gonna go out here and get the payday that he's looking for. I mean, just based off what we saw last year, especially towards the end of the year, and what we saw in the finals, and then even going into this year, Draymond is not the same Draymond we're used to. With that being said, though, I think what Golden State needs to do right now, they're going to have to do some things that they're not used to doing. They're going to be trying to make some mid-season trades. What they're going to have to do is strengthen that bench. The starting lineup is not what I'm concerned with. Letting Gary Payton Jr. go was one of the biggest mistakes that they did. Letting him go, letting Otto Porter go. You let a lot of veteran and good young guys and veteran leadership go on your team. So right now, what they need to do is strengthen that bench. But as far as them getting wins and getting back into to winning territory, I'm not concerned with that at all. They're just having some troubles on the road. They're going to find a way to get those things to click. And as long as Steph continues to be Steph and Clay hopefully comes along for the ride, I think the Warriors will be just fine.
Yeah, and I see that. So we're going to close this show out. Let me get back to my timer here real fast so I have it ready to go. We're going to close this out on another fastest 2 minutes ever. And the topic is NBA top 5 for MVP. Now, granted, I want everybody to understand this is a very, very early MVP. But where we are currently now, and then we'll do another fast 2 minutes as we get mid-season. And then we'll do one when we get to the end of the season. But I want to do 3 of them, and then we're going to compare it as we go along. But this is the fastest 2 minutes of your top 5 for MVP of the NBA. I'll start it off, and then we're going to go right down the list, and we're going to get on out this door. Here we go. Number 1, Luka. Mavs rely on Luka like Golden State relies on Steph. 91% of Luka's baskets were unassisted. Dallas has opted to not play Dinwiddie, Christian Wood, and Luka together. Why? Why have they not done that? 34.3 points per game, 60% shooting, 50% from mid-range, and third and potential assists per game at 16.3 potential. That's why I got Luka number 1. Number 2, Jason Tatum at 32.3 games, points per game, 4.1 assists, 65% shooting. Pull-up jumper is still an issue. Still an issue with Tatum. The pull-up jumper is still an issue. He converts 80% of looks at the basket. So I got Jason Tatum at number 2. Number 3, I got Giannis. 3 games missed with knee injuries. Again, it has kept him out of the one spot because he has missed lack of games. And so I look at that. 31 points a game, 1.1 steals, 1.4 blocks, 59% inside the arc, and 3-point shooting still hurts Giannis. At number 4, I got Donovan Mitchell. 2 missed starts, 3 shaky games. And again, he's great on defense. 75% shots at the basket, 40% shot at the pull-up, at the triples, at 40%, 5 attempts per game at 3-point arc, 39 minutes per game. Donovan Mitchell is used 39 freaking minutes a game. That's why he's at number 4. He's got things to improve on. And at number 5, and I know Rob Scott hates me, I got Steph Curry. At 6 and 9, you're in the fucking 12th spot. You got a subpar team, a sub-500 team. Granted, you're putting up 32 points a game, 6 assists, 64% inside the arc, and 43% on 11 attempts at the 3-point line. But again, it is not compared to Luka. That field goal percentage of 91% unassisted is not compared to Luka. My time is over. Big Shot Rob, you're up next. Fastest 2 minutes on your top 5 for MVP. Hold on. Time out. I'll tell you when to go. Go. Big Shot Rob said, F you. Okay. It's okay, man. Hey, maybe past his bedtime. What the hell do I know? Frankie, man, fastest 2 minutes, top 5 for MVP as we stand currently. Goes.
I got you, man. I got you. Top 5. First of all, I just want to say, Jay, that was disrespectful of you to put Steph Curry at number 5. I'm gonna put Steph Curry at number 1 just because he's the reigning defending MVP. You know, just because where his team is sitting, it doesn't put him in that category. You know, he's still putting up points. He's still doing what Steph Curry has to do. So I'm going to put the defending MVP up at number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Luka. Luka, you got to, he's right there with Steph Curry. He might be a little bit better just because of the team, and how they're playing and where they're at in the season right now. But it's still early in the goddamn season, damn it. We're only a couple weeks in, close to 20 games in. It's way too early to, say anything of that. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with big Giannis. Giannis is going to, Giannis does what Giannis do. You can't put Giannis not in the top 5 of MVP. At number 4, I'm going to have to go with Jason Tatum. just because he turned it around a little bit. Yes, his jump shots and stuff like that isn't progressing really well in the way we do it or the way we want it. I apologize. But as Jason Tatum, and like what Jay said, the man is over 30 points a game. At number 5, I'm going to have to go with Joel Embiid, just because Joel Embiid, that 50-point game, I want to see more of that. And I think Joel Embiid, like I said, Jay, and the rest of you guys, it's still early in the season. I think Joel Embiid can progress to very more high-frequent scoring games.
Interesting. And he did it within the time limit, which is even better. All right, man. Last but certainly not least, Big Shot Rob. Hold on. Fast 2 minutes. Top 5 NBA.
Well, I'm Rob Sussex.
I called you Rob Scott. Didn't I say Rob Scott?
No, you called me Big Shot Rob.
See, man, this is why my brain don't work like that. But anyway, I apologize.
Oh, no, we all good,
I
Jay.
promise you, no disrespect intended.
I love you, Jay.
Rob Scott, for the mentally challenged people, give us your best 2-minute version, and please, I understand that Steph Curry is going to be number 1 because that's just who you are. But I want you in your 2 minutes before you give me your top 5. I want you to ask yourself. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. I'm gonna count to 10, and when I say go, you're gonna go. But for those 10 seconds, I want Rob Scott to say to himself, before I say Steph Curry number 1, am I truly being unbiased? Just ask yourself that question. And then when I say go, if Steph Curry comes out your mouth, it is what it is, and we're going to roll.
It is what it is.
So here we go. 1,001, 1,002.
You're kidding me.
And let's go.
Well, I think I'm going to be the most unbiased person up here because Steph Curry is not on my list, Jay. Sorry to disappoint you. At number 1, I think everybody has to agree. It has to be Luka. I'm sorry. If you haven't been watching the NBA this season, Luka has been doing some amazing things. I mean, just look at the spectacular shot he just hit against the Los Angeles Clippers. I don't know what it is about the Clippers. Luka wakes up to play them. But right now, Luka is showing me that he might be contending with Giannis to be called the best player in the league. And I have to put Luka at number 1. At number 2, I have to go Jason Tatum. What Jason Tatum has been able to do for the Boston Celtics, he has not had a hangover from making it to the NBA Finals. In fact, he looks like he's a little bit hungrier. Actually, I think that the Celtics have a better record now than the Milwaukee Bucks, and they might be the beast in the East as of right now. And we know that they have the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. You add that with a great 1B in Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum is going to shine, and he's even shows tremendous strides in becoming the playmaker for the Boston Celtics. At number 3, I have to go Donovan Mitchell. It's amazing what he has been able to do. We saw the elevation that the Cleveland Cavaliers have made since last year. Now you add a Donovan Mitchell on there, a waking up out the bed in the middle of the night, giving you 30 type of player. Donovan Mitchell has been a breath of fresh air for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Him and Darius Garland has become a dangerous backcourt, and I don't think teams want to see the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. At number 4, I'm surprised you guys ain't mentioned this, but you might not watch basketball like me. I'm going to have to go to the man who I now have dubbed SGA, and that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What he has been able to do for the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Thunder are weak no more. If you go there, you got to see SGA, and you only get an acronym in your name if you out there getting buckets, and we seen SGA get buckets this year. I have to put him in at number 4, and at number 5, I have to go with who I think is the best player in the league right now, and that's the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He got docked a little bit because he's missed time due to injury, but he's still the best player in the league. Don't nobody want to see him in today's league. Giannis is the best two-way player right now going, and the best guy in the NBA, a walking double-double, and the boy also gets it done on the defensive end. That's my top 5.
All right, I gave you an extra 10 seconds, but I'm going to give that to you. I gave you a little bit there, but
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I messed up your name. I had to give you a little bit of extra creme de la creme on the top, man. So it is what it is. Good top 5. Big Shaw, man. Look, hey, we're going to close out the show with you, baby, before we go to final thoughts. So I want your fastest 2 minutes, top 5, early MBB NBA candidates. Go.
The only one I got, Jay, I've been talking about this man for a long time, and he has not won MVP yet. I am upset. Luka, the Don Doncic. This man don't win MVP this year, Jay. I'm not watching the NBA no more. I am done with the NBA and Joel Embiid and the Greek Freak, and the Joker. And I like Steph Curry, so I gotta put him at 5. I'm sorry, but Luka is the man. You know, he is the freaking man. If you watch the NBA and if you tell me Luka Doncic is not the man, that he's not the best player in the NBA, then you know what? We can have a meeting tomorrow. And I want people to tell me why he's not. He is the man. If you haven't seen him play live, go see him play live. Go see him play. You will find out. And yeah, before I'm done, it's something about the Clippers, like you said. He wakes up just to play them. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is about him and the Clippers, but he should win MVP, man. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he should win it. And that's it.
I agree.
Hey, I didn't want to say much, Frankie. I'm really surprised you didn't actually correct Rob while he was giving his 2-minute speech. But the fact that he said, Frankie, and I quote, "You don't know basketball if Luka's not your number one," and
that's right.
You had Steph Curry as number one, Frankie. Basically, I don't know if you understood this or not, but Rob Scott basically said Frankie the Yankee, Frankie Foxborough, and Frankie everything else don't know basketball. I don't know if he caught that. What a time to be alive.
No, I caught it, Jay, but I'm trying to be professional when I'm.
Why Jay stirring the pot? When nobody coming at Frankie?
Doing. No, I know what Jay's doing. But Rob, 2 cents. This is where I come in and I say, listen, I'm being professional right now. I could have went off on Rob and been like, listen, you know, I could have put Luka at number 1, but I was being nice and, you know, Steph Curry is the defending MVP, and the MVP is for a player that's most valuable in the season. And like I said, the Golden State Warriors can be at number 12 in the seeding. It's still early in the season. Steph Curry is doing what Steph Curry does. He makes his threes. He gets his points. He gets what he got to get. It's way
he scored 50 last night.
Oh, he did.
Exactly. So Steph Curry still, you know, you got to put him at number 1 because he's the defending guy, and you have to dethrone that defending guy, and that's why I put Luka at number 2.
I'm not mad at you. No, I'm not mad at you.
I think Luka can be that guy to dethrone Stephen Curry this year, and I did say that, you know, I put Luka at number 2 because he's just right there. He's right there with Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
I just know, Rob. You know how like when you order your food, and let's say, for example, let's say you get some let's say you go to a breakfast joint and you get some hash browns and you got your jalapenos added in and everything, and you want that little spicy kick. So you might put a few dabs of some Texas Pete on that thing.
Oh no,
just to get a little bit of accent, you know, of heat in there.
Oh no,
I gave you. Rob, Frankie, I gave you the accent. I literally put a little Texas Pete on top of Frankie, and this is what I get. I guarantee you, if this was me and Frankie or me and Pride, hey, listen, it'd be an all-out battle.
Yeah.
Right
now.
No,
I'm more professional now.
Yeah, before we close, I will say this about Luka. I do think that he needs maybe a second guy or somebody alongside him.
Second guy. That's why I said, why has Luka not played with Dinwiddie and Christian Wood simultaneously?
No, he needs another star with him. He needs somebody.
I don't think so. I think Christian Wood is a star. They just don't use him like that.
Nah, he's not.
No, Jay. No, he needs a superstar or a star, Jay.
He's not a star. He's not.
No, he's not. Luka needs somebody.
I don't want to say, okay, let me say he's not a superstar, but he is a star. He is a pretty damn.
He's not a star. He's a good player.
Not a star.
He's a good player. A star is somebody who you pay tickets to go see. I'm not paying no tickets to go see no damn Christian Wood.
But do we need a superstar? Because some teams, if you have good team chemistry, can still get you where you got to go. Look,
hey, case in point, Jay. Klay Thompson in his prime was not a superstar, but he was definitely a star.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I guess what I'm referring to is if you look at the Utah Jazz, they got rid of Mitchell, they got rid of Gobert, But yet these guys are hanging around the top 3 seeds, and they don't have a superstar. They got a collective good group of guys that are playing cohesive basketball. And sometimes I don't think you need the star. You just need somebody that knows how to either A, get you the ball, or B, help you. You just need cohesive basketball.
Yeah, you're talking about
that may look.
you're not going to be there long. Wait till Golden State wake up.
Right. And Jay, also think about this. You might not need a star to get through the regular season, but when the playoffs start and things start to tighten up and nobody can score, who do they rely on? They rely on the stars to get buckets.
Yeah. And who just said Westbrook MVP?
No. We're not, I was going to address that real quick. Hey, you don't know Damian like that. So
I know I'm drinking, but I saw Westbrook name up there.
Damian is the ultimate troll.
Hey, he just trolling. Shaw. Hey, look, you don't know Damian.
I knew he was trolling when he said DeMar DeRozan was his number 1 pick to be MVP. I'm like, I'm from Chicago, and I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that foolishness.
All right, folks. Hey, we're gonna get to a quick and swear to Gonzo. Gonzo, can I ask you a question? Seriously? No, seriously. Have you ever seen that movie?
Gonzo!
Have you ever seen that movie that had Adam Sandler in it? And I don't know the name of the movie right offhand, but he plays Mr. Deeds. You ever seen Mr. Deeds?
Oh, that's my movie.
Hey, you remember the butler that was sneaky, like he's like sneaky fast, like you don't see him moving around.
Yeah, he was like, I want to rub your feet.
All I'm saying is from now on, that character Gonzo is now you, because I don't know where you came from, because I knew you had left, and the fact that you came back and I wasn't paying attention, I know I paid attention, but the fact that I heard Gonzo's voice and I looked up and there you were, you're like that dude from Mr. Deeds. I'm just saying. Silent assassin, whatever you want to call yourself. All right, folks. Hey, look, we're at the show where we got to get out of here because Thursday Night Football is on, and I know we all want to go watch it. Gonzo, from the top down, we're gonna roll, man. Final thoughts.
Well, the football game is 7-6. Both teams got a touchdown.
Who got a touchdown?
Both teams scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it's tied right now.
Who scored the touchdowns?
Christian Watson scored it for the Packers off a 20-yard pass from Rodgers.
Tell you, man, that Watson dude. I'm telling you, he's getting.
I think it was Burks. I think it might have been Burks that got the touchdown for the Titans.
I should have played him.
God, man, I think I need to go to counseling for FanDuel.
And I'll tell you what, I just put Christian Watson in my starting lineup on one of my fantasy teams tonight. That might work out.
Damn,
right.
Big Shot Rob just showed up. I don't know where he went. Man, I must be out of my damn.
I was just muted, man, and stopped the cam for a minute. That's all, man. You know?
Damn, I don't know, man. You came out of nowhere. All right, Big Shot Rob, man. Hey, give me your final thoughts, brother. Oh, all right. Hey, I'm sorry, Gonzo. Were you done, or do you have more to say? I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, you're good.
All right, Big Shot Rob, man. Final thoughts, brother.
I would just say when you look at the NBA MVP award, man, it's a regular season award, pretty much based on stats. And then when players get in the playoffs, I mean, you should include the NBA MVP award into the playoffs. Like if you're a good player and you put up good stats, but your team doesn't make the playoffs, or say they suck in the playoffs, like why should you be the NBA MVP? It doesn't make any sense. You know, it just
talk your stuff there, Rob.
Yeah, it makes no sense because MVPs are leaders too. They're supposed to lead their team into the playoffs, the championships. You know, and if you do it in the regular season, if you're a regular season player and you just perform in the regular season, put up good stats, but you get to the playoffs and you flop, you don't do anything, why should I call you an MVP? It just doesn't make any sense.
That's not true. That's not true because look at today. You got two players from baseball who won MVP, and both of them got shot in the playoffs.
That's true, but I just feel like, you know, players that are top players need to perform in the playoffs, not just the regular season.
You got Aaron Rodgers, who's the two-time defending MVP, and he got eliminated twice back-to-back.
Oh, by the way, I didn't catch this. Either A, one or two things happened. Either A, they missed a two-point conversion, or B, they missed the field goal. I'm going to go with they missed the field goal. But it's 7-6 right now in favor of Titans.
Yeah. You look at most valuable player. Valuable means if you take the guy off the team, they suck, and they're a horrible team. Valuable, it doesn't mean stats. It's not like we're basing this on stats. We're basing it on most valuable. If you want to call it the best regular season player, the best stats. Call it that. You know, don't call it.
Well, that's
MVP.
true. That's
Hold on,
true.
hold on.
What does valuable mean?
Hold
If you
up.
take
Say
if
that
you take
again.
the guy-
Say that again, Rob. What valuable means from the beginning. What did you
valuable
say?
means if you take that guy off that team, they're not the same team. They don't make the playoffs. They don't win
Boom.
games. They suck.
He
Okay,
said, boom.
boom, right there,
Boom.
boom. That's all you gotta say. That's all you
Boom.
gotta say. So why
right.
is it? So why is it that what you said before is type different? Because that's why Aaron Judge and Goldsmith both won MVP today because they know that without them on their team, they wouldn't. Those two teams would have been terrible and horrible.
Yeah,
You like I give you that Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm bringing my. I don't want to bring my inner pride out. I'm trying to be professional. You're making me bring my inner pride out. Stick with one thing, Rob. You said one thing in the beginning, and now you're saying another at the other end.
I just feel MVPs just have to perform in the playoffs too. They cannot just perform in the regular season, man. They got to perform in the playoffs at a high level. If they lose, that's fine, but at least they performed at a high level. If they don't, if they suck in the playoffs, that means that's not good. You know, Aaron Judge can play great in the Aaron Judge can play great in the playoffs, and the Yankees still lose the series. That's not his fault, though. You know, maybe it was the pitching or something else. You know, but if Aaron Judge performs well in the playoffs, that's fine. He's the MVP. He's fine.
That's true, but you know the difference, Rob. That's why they have a conference MVP.
Yeah.
That's why when you win the ALCS or the NLCS, you have an MVP for that. You win the AFC championship or the NFC championship, you have an MVP for that. Those are two different types of MVP, playoffs and regular season. I see where you're trying to go and what you're saying. But when you want that player to show out on the playoffs, then that's where he gets the MVP for the playoffs part at the end of it before the championship round. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's something they just started. They just started doing that.
Hey, don't worry, Rob. Hey, at the end of all this, I got you. Just let Frankie have that one because he does have a certain amount of truth to that. So let him have that. There's a certain amount of truth to that. Shaw, are you there? I think Shaw left for a minute. I think Shaw's probably checking his battery or something. Frankie, final thoughts.
Listen, my final thought. Rob, I'm not trying to put your thoughts down. I agree with what you're saying. It's just I want to put out my thoughts as well on it. You know, we all have different aspects of MVP category levels and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, so that I don't want to put you have your stuff, I have my stuff. It's just two different things, and that's what everybody agrees on and stuff. But my final thoughts: everybody enjoy your football game. It looks like it's going to be a good one against two shitty teams. I'm just being honest. It's going to be a good game between two shitty teams. It clearly is good right now. I didn't even know it was in the second quarter.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
If Frank, you getting any snow up there in upstate New York, man? Like
we did get snow. We did get snow about 2 days ago. It wasn't that much, but we're going to get a lot of snow this week. And I know Buffalo's getting hit with a lot of snow, probably like 6 feet worth of snow, to where they had to cancel the Bills game and move it to Detroit. So be on the lookout for that. Also enjoy your basketball, and when you guys got a chance, please, if you guys got Twitter, follow our new Unscripted Twitter account. You can follow us at Unscripted Guys, and you can get our live content there. I'm the man that's running Twitter. We all run Twitter, but I'm the man that's mainly on it. So please show us some love on Twitter now. We're starting to grow, Jay. We're getting there, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, Rob, I want to call you $1.25 at this point. I'm still stuck on the 2 cents on the cup.
Call me the $1.25. You know, you one of the guys.
Hold on. I because of a couple of comments, I'm not going to call you 2 cents because that's just not doing you credit. I'm going to call you $1.15.
$1.15.
Rob, $1.15, and then when you earn your respect back, we'll get back to $1.25. But right now, Rob, $1.15. Bench my bullshit. Rob, 2 cents, man. Tell me your final thoughts, please, brother.
Well, my final thoughts, first of all, Jay, thank you. I know I'm sorry I came on late, guys, but thank you for having me, Frankie, Logan. I know this is y'all baby, so anytime I get a chance to come on this show, I appreciate you guys for having me. Love this. Know you guys just celebrated 2 years, so I get to tell Unscripted on Unscripted. Congratulations, man. Y'all keep building, keep growing. Hey, y'all, watch what you say on Twitter, because Frankie just told y'all he running that Twitter page. So don't be coming trolling, because he going to troll you back. But, hey, nothing but,
I don't call him Frankie Pitbull for nothing.
Hey, always a pleasure to come on here, man. And just a little shameless plug on my end, man. Y'all catch me and my boy Mike Hughes tomorrow, 6:00 p.m. Central Time. Bullshit, baby. Hey, riding with y'all always, y'all.
Nobody wants to see that
bull out, man. Hey, Rob Bullshit. If you haven't seen it yet, it does have Mike Hughes on there, along with Rob Scott, and those guys know their Chicago sports pretty good, damn good.
I'm going in. The hell with that bull crap. The hell with that bull crap bullshit.
Hey, hold on now. Hold on. Hey, Frankie, hold on now. Hey, hold on. Hey, listen. Right now, Jake giving final thoughts. Hold on now. Let me get my little final thoughts out there. It ain't too much. I'm gonna make this short, sweet, and simple. Hey, first of all, Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge, way to go. Way to go with your NL MVP and your AL MVP. Just kudos. Hold on. I'm doing the golf clap. Kudos.
All right.
But, however, and a fucking comma. To my boy, El Capitan, uno numero uno, the man, the legend, the myth, the rookie. The rookie. We got the ALCS MVP. The National World Series MVP means what? It means Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt are his bitches. And let them do the
really
bitches deeds.
It really means that? I mean,
No.
the man won those.
Hey, listen. When Aaron Judge gets an ALCS MVP, when he gets a World Series MVP, when he could go to a championship series and not get swept, I'll put respect, not a T on it, respect on
it. You know that was the K on it. Respect on it.
Respect.
Hold on.
But you will acknowledge me.
But Aaron Judge has
to the championship. You will acknowledge Jeremy Pena. You will acknowledge me.
I'm not gonna acknowledge him because I bet you by next year he's gonna shit.
It's okay.
The way y'all talk about baseball, boy, you got me excited.
Hey,
I never knew baseball could be so thrilling.
Hey, watch this. Take some cognac. Shaw, give this man some cognac because he don't know who this. Hey, according to Big Poppy, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Frankie Sr.
Astros. Astros. Big Poppy went on the air and told the Yankees.
Talk about some Frankie Sr., sir.
And told the Yankees as he's sporting a Nolan Ryan's jersey, who's your dad in New York?
You know why he said that, right?
And the Astros.
Jay, you know why he said that, right? Because the Yankees have been his daddy his entire career.
Hey, listen, man.
By the way, too, boy. I hope this fight go through, baby.
Rob, that was for you, man. Don't let Frankie bring you down, because at the end of the day, nobody give a damn about Judge. Nobody give a damn, because he's World Series MVP. He's not even an ALCS MVP, so he can have his little regular season MVP. If that's what he thinks he needs to be, a big dog. But we all know he's a big dog.
Let's just wait a couple months. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to come out with an investigation.
Hey, listen, that might happen. But until then, I'm riding this wave, son of a bitch.
Frankie went below the belt.
Nobody.
Look, I gotta respect. Hey, I gotta put respect on Frankie C, man. I love Frankie, man, but Frankie know who his daddy is, and anytime he questions it, he can always revert back to the ALCS and the World Series MVP if he needs the answer. Until then, folks, cool. It's been Logan, Gonzo, Big Shot Rob, Big Shaw, who I don't know where he's at, Frankie C, Frankie Foxborough C. It's been Rob $15 Scott, all up in the house tonight. And again, I want to shout out mad props to Logan for helping me with the YouTube and getting Unscripted on YouTube. And big shout out to my boy, Frankie C, for getting up the Twitter page for Unscripted. And he's going to do a hell of a job running that for you guys. I promise you. Frankie's there for a reason. Frankie knows his shit. The guy knows his shit.
Hey, Jay, tell him. That's Unscripted with a capital U. Throw your U's up.
Hey, Unscripted with a capital U. So
throw your U's up.
Hey.
That's the U, man. Better than Miami this year, man. Better than Miami.
And if you don't remember what Unscripted means, every time you look at your woman and you do like this, you just think Unscripted.
Oh shit!
We gotta call him a nickname, man. Nickname.
Yes, sir.
Hey, from all your boys at All Sports, All Plays Network, Bullshit, Rob 2 Cents, Gonzo Sports Room, pretty much anything Chris Gonzalez out there. It's just freaking amazing. You guys doing a good job. You got Moneyline. Moneyline comes on Mondays and through Friday. Am I right, Gonzo? And then you also got the afternoon show at 1 p.m. Monday through Friday with Gonzo. Am I correct, Gonzo?
Don't forget Horseshoe Talk. Don't forget Horseshoe Talk.
Horseshoe Talk tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Every Monday and Friday at 6. We're talking about the Colts and the Eagles coming up this Sunday.
If we don't support, us, who will, baby?
Hey, for real. And Rob, I know you'll back me up on this. Frankie, I know it probably was here, baby. If you have not watched Gonzo's sports, or if you haven't watched the Gonzo's wrestling shows, I'm telling you, man, you guys are missing out. This guy's got indie wrestling all over the page, and he just got recognized not even that long ago by Hoosier Wrestling. Am I right?
Yeah, Hoosier Wrestling Alliance.
Yes, sir.
Hoosier Wrestling Alliance just announced him as best podcast. So make sure you check out everything Gonzo's doing. Make sure you check out everything that Rob Scott is doing with Bullshit and Rob 2 Cents. And of course, check out me, your boy Frankie C, Big Shaw, Rob Strite. I mean, look, Logan, we're all doing our thing over here. And this is an entire family with many, many tentacles. That's why I call it the octopus on All Sports. All Plays Network. And until then, Octopus 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We out.
Yep.
Wow, that was a lot quicker than I thought.